let's move on to the rest of July, because we've talked about Fantastic Four, we've talked about Superman. Art and I are going to talk about Eddington, but there's some other movies that came out, and perhaps the one that the most people have seen is Kpop Demon Hunters. I think this one actually came out technically in June. We could have featured this on our Best Movies of the Year So Far list, but we all were negligent in our duties. Y'all are still negligent in your duties. You said you've seen a little bit of it. I decided to watch this one last night just in case either of you had, so that we could talk about it a little bit. And I don't know. I mean, I get it. I get why it's so popular. To me, it sounds a little bit like being offered like fish eggs and cracked glass. Like, these are not things that interest me, K-pop or Demon Hunters. But this story about a K-pop group named Huntrix that moonlights as demon hunters and is full of sort of like spunky girl power energy and power K-pop songs. I don't know. I understand the appeal of it. It's got a bounciness, a lightness, a silliness to it. It's sweet. It's got catchy tunes. It's just kinetic. It moves. It's kind of funny in parts, a little bit. I found myself cringing at a lot of it, but I'm old. My hair is rapidly growing gray. This movie is not for me. I'm more so just like pretty stunned that this apparently is on pace to become one of Netflix's most watched movies ever. It currently, I think, is 5th in terms of total watch hours on the platform, and week after week it has maintained its place atop the top 10 Netflix movies, only recently knocked down by Happy Gilmore 2, which has also been a huge movie for Netflix.
Nice.
I don't know, you still gonna drag your feet to watch this one, guys?
Yep. Because every time I just felt like it
Are you pushing us too, Zach? I can't tell by
Are
the
you trying
review.
to push us?
No.
I think it's just I got flooded
we're
with so
gonna
many
get a
requests.
sequel.
That's
There's
fair.
definitely going to be a sequel. So, like, I don't know. Are you staying with the zeitgeist or not on this one? I might tap out. I might just be too old for it.
I don't believe in demons.
I don't believe in K-pop. So
No, I don't know. I would have gotten to it, but then I was like, oh, I missed it, and then apparently it's just never stopped. So maybe we'll get there.
Well, that's
it's a
the
slow
beauty
month.
of it. When you,
August is a slow month.
And when you miss something, like he just said, there's
There's
a
a
sequel.
sequel.
So you just cover it with the sequel you said, bro.
Yeah.
There you
Golden.
go. Yeah. Also, we just alluded to it, Happy Gilmore 2 was released to Netflix and had the highest opening weekend watch total of any Netflix original release. So a big debut for The Sandman. We obviously just put out our Adam Sandler movie bracket, in which Happy Gilmore did a fairly admirable job, I believe. So they were trying to mine a furtive spot with this film. And it works some of the time. I mean, we discussed in that Adam Sandler video that we did that you're always got to test how much of this movie is him actually trying versus how much of it is a vacation for him and his friends. And
yes.
A lot of his friends show up in this one, so it's definitely leaning a little bit towards the vacation side. But I did think there were enough silly gags and antics. I like the running gag of him having flasks of alcohol and different things like golf balls and cucumbers and stuff like that.
The flask thing was funny. It kept getting funnier and funnier.
It kept getting more and more absurd.
The tea?
Yeah. The tea. Yeah. I mean, it was all really, really funny. And, you know, I think I was like pretty like hit or miss on the jokes in general, but a lot of them worked for me, especially the kind of like sillier antics on the golf course. I think it does sort of reach a point where it gets into really weird, like, why is this so overtly CGI in a Happy Gilmore movie territory? Yeah. But like, I think one of the joys here, especially if you are a person who's seen a lot of Adam Sandler movies, is just how many people that he brings into the tent, whether they are longtime friends of his or, the children of his friends at this point. I also was surprised by how melancholic the experience of watching this movie is. There's a fight sequence between Adam Sandler and Christopher McDonald in a graveyard where they just keep going over to different gravestones of actors who have died since the last movie came out.
That was good.
it was good, but it also just like made me sad.
Yeah, that's fair. Jeez.
I don't know. I ultimately enjoyed this one. I thought there was a lot of funny moments. It was a good hangout. I don't know if it was a good movie, but it was a good time.
I didn't see it yet.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, again, having recently seen the other one, the first one for the first time, I had it all fresh in my mind. But I'm 50-50 with it. Like, I don't think it, because it's on streaming, it doesn't have to be a theatrical release that's really riding on it. True. And that's kind of like a cheap way to get away with it. Yeah, because there's like a lot of scenes, like you're saying, the CGI, the way it's shot, the way they stuff in cameos, that this was a streaming price that you got these people and that you made this product, not for theaters.
Yeah. I might have been a little harsher on it had I seen it in theaters. Watching it at home on a boring night, like I gave it a generous 3 stars. Like I'm definitely being kind to it, but it made me laugh enough. And you know, there's some really solid cameos in it. Did you have a favorite cameo?
I thought the golf guys were pretty funny because they just literally need to just be themselves. The worse they act, the better. Because
Scotty Scheffler, I don't know if he has much of an on-screen future, but it was funny to see him show up. I like that they leaned into the whole bit of him getting arrested. Thoroughly.
I'm trying to think who else was there. Because
John Daly was actually quite funny, I thought.
Yeah. The guy doing the news, is that not the boy? Everyone in this room is now dumber for having heard you. He's the one doing the newscasting.
I don't actually. That's a great point. I'm not sure if that was Jim Downey. I need to go back and check. Who gets joined by Post Malone at one point?
Yeah. That was the worst cameo. No, the Post cameo was the worst cameo.
He doesn't feel like it should be there.
Bro, he putts and he goes, "Whoa!" That's all Post does, bro. He does not know what he was reacting to at all. They put a Bud Light in his hand. They said, "We're rolling."
That's a beautiful thing.
I'm trying to think who else was in the movie there.
I thought Eminem was pretty funny in it.
Absolutely not. I despised Eminem. I heard him. I didn't see him. I saw the boys started fighting with somebody, and all I hear is Detroit, and I go, "Is that Eminem?"
I don't know, man. I think he brings it in these cameos, especially opposite Adam Sandler.
The son, the one who plays Apollo's son, and he's got the arm too.
Oh, the guy who was Huel on Breaking Bad, right?
That's him on the money. He's the one in the meme.
Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Is that Lavelle Crawford? He was very funny.
He just took the spirit of what that character was supposed to be. It was unbelievable. Yeah, that was the thing. Like, you'll get some people who are trying a little too hard. I thought the boy from SNL, who was what's his name's cousin, Bad Bunny's cousin, tried a little too hard. But they're just
Marcelo Hernandez. Yeah,
they're just doing the physical gags. But when you get someone like what's his name, who you just mentioned from Breaking Bad, every line he says, was it a alligator? No, I need to get my almond joys from the vending machine.
You know, this is more than a cameo, but I was really pleasantly surprised with how funny Bad Bunny was in this movie.
Oh, Bad Bunny, yeah.
He's been good, though.
Yeah, but I think he was even beyond what I've seen from him on SNL. Like, he was quite silly and really, like, rose to the level of the movie.
The guy from SNL is his, like, brother or cousin in the movie, and he's better than him when he's not even the on-screen performer. He does this bit where he's a waiter, so... He killed me on one. What's his name gets hit and he goes, "Are you okay?
Would you like some bread?"
Oh no.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. There was some stupid stuff in there.
I also wanted to point out there at one point, Happy is paired with a trio of golfers: Margaret Qualley, Eric Andre, and one of the Please Don't Destroy boys. Margaret Qualley's in this movie.
I know he's
Margot got it. She is married to what's his name?
Jack Antonoff.
Jack Antonoff put in a favor, and that's why she's in that scene in the movie.
Like for real?
Yeah, he did it. It was a whole thing on late night.
Good for her.
She looks great.
Again, people just love to show up for Adam Sandler movies, and this is no exception. But the Please Don't Destroy guy who is in that trio, that's Martin Hurley. He is Tim Hurley's son. Tim Hurley, the guy who co-wrote Happy Gilmore and Happy Gilmore 2 with Adam Sandler.
Wow, there you go.
Small world, the comedy world. Nepo babies everywhere.
Safety, what'd you think?
Safety?
I thought he was...
I guess that makes sense,
Benny,
actually.
He's the bad
Benny
guy.
Safdie is the
the bad guy.
antagonist of this movie.
He runs, what is it, Mondo Burger? I think it was.
Shoot, what was it called? It was like...
Maxi.
I don't even remember.
It was
Maxi
Maxi
Sport or something like that, right?
He
Maxi
wants
Golf.
to create Maxi Golf. He's
Yeah.
practically Saudi Arabia wanting to take the
Exactly.
golf away from the
it's like-
Americans.
It's the Live Tour combined with the Savannah Bananas, right? Like he is throwing a bunch of money and reinventing the game of
It is.
golf.
In Good
I thought he
Burger, they had
works.
Mondo Burger across the street. That's what
Yes,
this guy's
yes.
running. Same energy.
Oh my God.
He brought a lot of, I think, was his character in The Cursed Dougie? He brought a lot of that Dougie energy to this too. Just that like sort of obnoxious dipshit who doesn't care what you think about him.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's like a dodgeball character. There's like another character that I feel Ben Stiller's played that kind of has this guy's chumpness. But
It does remind me a
talking
little
about?
bit of Dwight Goodman in Dodgeball. Yeah, for sure.
So he's got this bit where his breath is considered a fart in his eye scan meter, whatever it's called. And there's this joke that what's his name tells him where he's like, your breath smells so bad. He goes, it's gingivitis. And he goes, no. The wind's blowing that way and I can still smell you. We need to fix this right now.
God.
I don't know, man. It did make me laugh. There's just a few,
Haley Joel
bits.
Osment?
And he's fine.
What the fuck?
This movie's
a
really
Robin.
stacked, Amanda.
Is this like Adam Sandler's Infinity War? Like, what is it? Endgame? Like,
A little bit because I heard on your left and it was Daniel Day-Lewis. I thought that was a little...
it's a little
You're
bit too
joking,
far.
but I was going to also bring up that, you think the movie's over and then all of a sudden Kid Cudi shows up. Like,
Oh my God.
everybody is in this movie.
Yeah, he does show up.
Jesus.
Forgot about that. There's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like a mild recommendation, especially if you have nostalgia for Happy Gilmore or Adam Sandler movies in general. I think you'll enjoy Happy
Nice.
Gilmore 2. Speaking of revisiting properties from the 90s, I Know What You Did Last Summer came out. Amanda, you have a whole video on it. Art, I think you watched the movie as well. Are you a fan of the original?
Not like a Scream, but it's nostalgic.
Are you a fan of the reboot?
I'm a fan of Jennifer Love Hewitt, so I went to this movie rooting for her. And in the
Who isn't?
weirdest
Who
ways,
isn't?
I'm happy for her, but not in the way I wanted to see it.
Fair.
Fully.
This
fully.
movie
But-
just like spits at its mission statement immediately.
yeah. This movie has a swing. And it's crazy because I appreciate the swing, but I don't know if this was the place or person to do it with. What do you think of the original, Zach?
This is one that I've never caught. This is part of the era where I was still not watching horror movies, so I have
I
no
Know What You Did Last
nostalgia for
Summer.
it. Yeah,
I thought
I've never
I'd
seen
I
seen
it.
still
it
know what
and-
you did last summer.
I'll always
Never
know
seen
what you
it.
did last summer. That was straight.
I was about to go.
I saw somebody tweet, Uncle Boonme, who can recall what you did past summer.
That's more Zach's.
That's my speed for sure. Amanda,
Look,
do you like I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah, I think I always felt like the first one starts really, really good, and I like the way it ends, and I kind of like what it ends up being. The middle is just so cookie cutter that I realize it's written by Kevin Williamson, but it feels like Kevin
are you
Williamson parodying himself because
Pretty
he's the guy
much.
who wrote Scream. So it feels like he's just making a really lazy version of Scream because it is technically based on a book. It's just so completely different from the book in almost every single way. But it's fine. It like can't hold a candle to even Scream 2 that came out that year was better than it. But I think because it's like kind of one of the more underdog franchises, it did have a lot more room to kind of do whatever it wanted in this kind of like reboot, requel, whatever you want it to be. But then it kind of introduces a thing, has a character say one of those snappy lines very similar to Sidney Prescott's "Don't fuck with the original" line from Scream 4, and then immediately just spits in the face of that. Like, what was the point of her saying that statement if this is what you're going to do with this movie? So it was just, it's just weird. It's probably trying to go a little bit deeper than it needs to for what it is. It's trying way too hard.
Someone had shown me the still. I did not even realize until after the movie. They have Jennifer Love Hewitt drinking Down with the Patriarchy or something with a mug.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is this the same character from the last movies?
Who is that character? Who is she?
And that's the worst part from the original. They killed off the wrong people. So now they're dealing with stuff all these years later with legacy characters that are off the table.
Yeah, and they're like, but
they can't help.
We need. And
they want to hook them in, Zach. And
it's
look,
it's funny because it's like that is probably the best acted scene of the entire movie, but it shouldn't be in the fucking movie.
We keep getting these things that I vehemently disagree with, but I like the person who they brought back, so I'm okay with them. I'll let it pass. But like, why do we keep doing these things? Yeah, we're giving a way too many excuse cards here.
Yeah.
It's really goofy for what it is. The new cast is okay because there's a lot of Gen Z humor happening. It's very dry. I think the director who did Do Revenge, and she also did another series where it's a lot of
but it's
stuff
like
is happening to these girls.
Unironically delivered Gen Z lines, and that's the problem. Like these characters are literally
sometimes
it's jokey, sometimes it's way too like they're saying it as if it's real, and I'm like, you're dating yourself.
Yeah.
You are dating yourself. But
it's a little wonky with the tone. I like the resolve that they have in theory, but who they do it for, I think, doesn't go with what the other two movies showed. With what this person is, and even more than that, it's ironically something that they were going to do in a Williamson script.
Yeah, for
Scream. And it's weird to be like, oh, that idea that never came to fruition for Star Wars is now being used in Star Trek.
Yeah,
well, what's happening here?
Yeah,
and so it's like it's cool to finally see that idea up there. I don't know how well it worked. But
I think they can only get away with it because people don't care about the characters as much. So some people are really upset about it, but because there's not as much love for some of the characters, they're just like, okay.
And yet there's an after credit, Zach.
Yeah, and that's where it immediately spits in the face.
A summer series.
Gotta expand the universe for sure.
It is the craziest, weirdest thing,
they're not
bro.
expanding.
I don't. These two are not going on Scooby-Doo adventures.
No, they reshot that. They basically realized they didn't want one of the characters to be dead, so they changed the ending and did it. That's why the movie feels like it never fucking ends, because it was supposed to end before it actually did.
It's so dumb. But it's almost the same as the original, to be honest.
It's almost the same. That's what I mean.
Like,
I
the original's got the nostalgia with it, but you look at it point blank and you're like, these are both the exact same thing.
And I think the kills were a little bit fun. Like, some of the theatrics of certain things in this new one were a lot more fun. Like, the fact that they didn't just keep just the hook. They were like, no, let's get a harpoon gun in here. Let's get a fishing knife. Let's get a fishing net. Let for some, really
he's like a
fun
killer
scenes.
Fisherman or something, right? Like
He's the fisherman. Yes, that is.
Because I think in the novel...
That's what he's called?
He's the fisherman.
The fisherman. In the novel, it's not anything.
He's not even a fisherman.
There's no iconography. He doesn't actually get around to killing anybody in the book.
Yeah. It's, wasn't it Kevin Williams? What was his name again?
Kevin Williamson?
Kevin Williamson?
Yeah, Kevin Williamson's dad was a fisherman. So he just made him a fisherman. He's like, we'll just do it that way.
We'll do it that way.
And that's kind of what's stuck with it. But there's a lot of what they do is they play with the idea of this being a legacy sequel because there's characters who are like podcasters. Terrifier did this. I want to say Scream movies did this as well. And I don't know. I mean, I think you commented on your video as well. If this is the person who's kind of shedding light on this subject, some of the themes and motivations counteract that.
Yes.
When it comes to this character and their demise.
Yes.
So I don't know. There was just a couple of things that I felt could have been done better.
Yeah.
And I feel like the people working on the project know they could have done it as well, but they're like, no.
No.
Patriarchy tears. And a change that I can see why people like it.
I had fun with it, but
I get it.
I feel like I liked it more than most people. I just thought it was fun in theaters, and that'll give me...
And that's what most of these are for,
Yeah, that'll give you a lot of mileage. It's, if I have at least some kind of fun watching your stupid movie be stupid, I'll take it.
Yeah. When we went, they were giving these out that are supposed, like, I think you bent them so that each one is a postcard.
Right.
And you're supposed to give them out.
Fun.
From different scenes in the movie.
Cute. Also, I think that the way that they tried to adapt the initial incident didn't make as much sense because I was like, you're really angry for the wrong reasons here. This makes no goddamn sense.
I heard there was a take where the rich kid, the one who's going to be in him, the one from Atlanta, Zach, who's like who gets the pass in the one scene with
yeah.
He's got a future. He's like super rich, and his dad's the mayor who's trying to like stop any bad news that has ever happened in this island so that we could sell houses.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the issue, but there was like a take where he was the one who actually gets hurt, and they all have to hide him because his dad is very much in power. Right. That sounds like a great take for this movie, and that is not what we got.
No, we got that was just a total fucking accident, actually.
Also, why did the person go after?
I don't know.
I really I keep thinking about like why the person became
two of them
upset. Yeah, the younger one. We'll put it that way.
Because she's oh fuck, cut it.
I guess
because they're insane. Yeah. Because they're insane. They're insane.
I think the writer's insane at that, but that makes no sense, bro.
You know, there's somebody that you know, I get it, but I don't get it. I don't know. I feel like sometimes
they were meeting up with them there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah.
Spoilers. Yeah, it's bad.
Right, yeah.
It's bad.
It is just dumb.
The more you think about it, you realize you had one ending that you wanted to do, and then I come to find out that was the case. Freddie Prinze Jr. said, she pitched me the ending to the movie, and I said, ooh, I like that. I didn't even read the script.
Well,
oh, yeah, by the way, she's best friends with my wife.
Yeah.
I've known this director for a while.
Yeah, he's not a good actor. I think that's actually the thing I realized the most rewatching these movies. I was like, oh my God, he can't act. He is just act. Fred. He's just
and his
Fred.
Interviews, he had this one on the Rich Eisen show. He knows it too.
Good.
When he found out he wasn't a good actor, I'm like, Freddie, you're so adorable. But even he knows it.
Good, because he's not. That was the thing that shocked me the most, because I thought he was good in Scooby-Doo, but then you realize he's not acting.
He's the only person. Dude, he is married to, what's her name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar, who's like
she knew what she was doing. I don't know how she lives with this man, bro, who doesn't get that he's the bitch.
You know what? But that kind of makes me like him more, because that means that that's a man secure enough of himself that he can handle the fact that his wife is infinitely more talented than he is.
Bro, yeah.
Because she had
stick
3
together?
horror movies things that year. She was running circles around him.
He's a nice guy.
He's nice. So we'll no hate towards him.
But seems like a sweetheart.
Yeah, but I was like, oh my God, he actually can't fucking act. That was my biggest what the fuck moment in my life, was realizing that Freddie Prinze Jr. can't actually fucking act.
Yeah. He's not all that.
I was like, that's why he's not in anything anymore. It's not because he's just rich and cut to retire. He can't. No one wants him. No offense. I want you, Freddie. You bring me great joy, actually, Freddie. But there's a reason why Sarah's the Dexter reboot.
Is she really?
Not the new one, but the prequel one.
Okay, because everyone's in that new Dexter reboot,
no,
bro.
He's the prequel one with that other dude. Whatever. I wonder if she works less because of him. Anyways, continue.
A few movies that we first caught on the festival circuit are also out now. Art, I know you caught Cloud last year when it was at TIFF, I believe, the Kiyoshi Kurosawa one. I think a lot of people are really vibing with Cloud.
Yeah, it's a movie that kind of plays on the idea of like Amazon Prime, and what if you were creating your own little network of flipping stuff, and what happens when you start pissing people off in that environment, and it really becomes this thriller of sorts as people start stalking him, and it's very, very well directed.
Yeah, I feel like it's the classic case of the sort of slow burn thriller where you see the sort of pieces moving into place and the situation gradually getting more and more out of control.
That's good.
Very, very solid. Oh Hi, which we first saw at Sundance, was released into theaters. We have a full review of this on our channel. Amanda, have you heard from anybody since the movie's come out? About their thoughts on the movie? Have you heard from anybody positively or negatively? No,
I haven't really heard much of anything. I really liked it, though. I think I was the one who liked it the most out of the festival. I thought it was a great dynamic. That grilled cheese scene will stay with me forever. I think it's so funny. Yep. It's doing well enough that it got like a decent run in theaters that I wouldn't have expected to see it in. So that's good for it. I think this is going to play really well once it hits streaming, though. I think it's going to be like a really solid streaming experience.
I'm always surprised when these movies that I sort of assume are a little more indie get like a big standee at the movie theater. And this is bad, like a decent marketing push behind it. Yeah. I think we all enjoyed it, but you were probably the highest out of the three of us.
Yeah. I liked it a lot.
A couple more movies from Sundance that are out are the documentaries 2,000 Meters to Andriivka, which is the latest film from director Mislav Chernov, who previously made another really thrilling film about the war in Ukraine, which is 20 Days in Mariupol, the Oscar winner for documentary. So the, I guess, follow-up of sorts to that is out, and that's one that we talked about in our Sundance videos as a really thrilling front lines documentation of the experience of the war for these young soldiers on the Ukrainian side. Folktales is also out. This is a really interesting documentary from Rachel Grady and Heidi Ewing, which takes place at a folk high school in Arctic Norway, where kids go to sort of learn more about themselves and how to handle the outdoors. They spend time with sled dogs, and it's a really interesting film. I think we see occasionally films like this sort of in the style of a Boy State or Going Varsity in Mariachi, or what was the one about applying to colleges? Oh, geez, I like that one too.
Oh,
I'll put the title in.
Oh my God. I can't
text.
remember. Yeah.
Was it Accepted or something? I'll put the title in text later. But Folktales, I thought, was also a really interesting take on this sort of story that had some really charming characters and people who you first learn about them and you just are rooting for them. You really want to see them succeed. Plus, it's just shot really gorgeously. All these shots of these adorable sled dogs against the Norwegian Arctic winters. Art, I think you saw both of these documentaries at Sundance. Would you recommend one over the other?
Completely different. 2000 is rough.
That's rough.
You're talking about putting cameras on the soldiers, Saving Private Ryan.
Like
style,
you're seeing
just being
people die.
Yeah. So like that is a very particular movie in there, but he was able to take the exact same on the ground, like head-on experience that he was able to with the last one that he did in was it 20 Days? Folktales, though, I don't know how they get some of these shots here. I like the comparisons that Zach was making, because we don't really have a lot of these programs. You technically do have it a lot in like specific cultures, but like in general, I don't know what America does to really help kids become adults. And here it's like real survival skills. The way they shoot it, I got to know some behind the scenes, because these kids are supposed to be out there on their own, and they shoot some of the most majestic footage of them and these dogs starting fires just so that they could survive. I don't know what camera equipment they use, but I'm very curious to hear more about the behind the scenes. Like you had mentioned, this comes from the filmmakers who had previously done I Carry You With Me, which was a hybrid type of movie out of Sundance that Alina really liked. And this one was also pretty good. So I'd give them both the recommendation, probably 2,000 Meters if I was like voting. But if I was telling you to go out to the theaters, maybe Folktales.
Yes, fair.
That's probably fair. The filmmakers behind Folktales and I Carry You With Me also made Jesus Camp, which is another documentary that I think a lot of people
Jesus Camp.
really like. Yeah. Another film that we saw at Sundance earlier this year is Together, probably the most notable horror film to come out of the fest. We have a review that is spoiler-free on our channel. But now that the film's out, Amanda not only got another chance to watch it, she got a chance to talk to Dave Franco and Allison Brie. How'd that go?
It was, okay, it's weird because like they say you have 5 minutes, and that goes fast. But then they started really spamming the wrap it up at 4 minutes, like less than like at like 2. No, at 2 they're like you have 1 minute left, and I was like,
Amanda, now begin. You wrap it up.
So yeah, pretty much. So like Allison Brie's talking, and they're like wrap it up, and I was like, cool. So technically, my ease in question, I probably just shouldn't have asked one. Ended up taking up most of the time. But it's fine. I got a couple of other answers out of them, and then I got to talk to the director for like 15 minutes. So I have that. I got some insider information there about stuff that they wanted to do but didn't have the budget to shoot. That kind of builds out some of the lore, which I thought was cool, but not in a way that was intrusive, just in a way that would have been really cool to see visually. So yeah, it's cool.
I think you said that's the next video coming up on your channel.
After Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four hopefully should be like tonight, but yeah, Together should be this weekend.
So we'll look forward to that. But any new revelations that you had on your rewatch of Together?
Ooh, I don't know. It's just kind of like a lot more about their dynamic and like how the codependency starts flipping at one point in the movie, and that I don't know. It's just they're really, really well developed characters, and you kind of like realize how much that is the case when you watch it, and like how many things are like insecurities and the things that like don't necessarily make sense logically and consistently in people's brains. But then, you know, he has nightmares that kind of show those insecurities. It's good. It's very good. Very good.
Nice. So it holds up on the rewatch.
Yes, it does.
Art, did you catch the season premiere of South Park?
Yes, I did.
I that's a question I don't think I've asked anybody in maybe a decade, but I definitely did catch.
Well, these guys didn't have a premiere since 2019, dude.
True. But this is definitely the most notable premiere they've had in quite a while.
Yeah.
Amidst a bunch of legal battles that the Paramount Network is facing, and the impending, or I guess recently approved, merger between Viacom or is it just Paramount and Skydance, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Matt and Trey signed their contract for $1.5 billion and then created a gigantic fuck you to everybody who's paying their checks, as well as the
Frank
President
Ocean,
of the United States. I think one of the funniest subplots of this is this was the medium for the first time we've seen any footage from Trey Parker and Matt Stone's deepfake company that's apparently working on that Kendrick movie that's coming out next year.
That's how they did the desert?
Yeah, they hired an actor that was like kind of a lookalike, and then they used their deepfake thing for the face.
Wow. Holy smokes.
And
Damn.
also the micro penis is Trey's finger.
I
don't know if you've seen the
Yeah, I saw that. Damn.
It was also just like pretty hilarious for anybody who's been a longtime fan of South Park to do the whole bring back
Satan?
the whole Saddam Hussein Satan relationship, but
That,
revive
from
it
the
through
movie?
Trump.
You remind me of someone I knew. That was a deep cut. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, very hilarious, and also just a great example of how the South Park guys are really just unafraid to speak truth to power. You know, it's been really interesting. I think a lot of people are sort of divided in what their political stances are, given that they are like offenders of everybody at a certain point. But I don't know. It was exciting to see they still have their fastball when they want it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it's like The Boys season 3 or 4.
Right.
People think the South Park's on their side, and then they make fun of them, and then they go, "What the heck is happening?" But then you can't really call them out because Cartman's really funny, getting upset that NPR got canceled because he thought it was the funniest comedy show.
Then what do I do?
You weren't supposed to cancel them?
Yeah, I love that whole bit about how like everybody's being anti-Semitic and calling people gay, and if they're all doing that, then what do I do?
What do I do? No, like it's that's what South Park is. Like
yeah. They're still really sharp. The way the story comes together, especially like the joke about the electric car, it's so funny. And has absolutely nothing to do with politics too. But
unless I was making this up, did they not have a Colbert joke that fast?
Yeah, I mean that's the advantage of their turnaround, right? They produce these episodes in 2 weeks, sometimes a week.
Yeah, that was crazy. Having Jesus say it, it looks pretty funny.
Yeah, did you hear the whole thing about they were asked to put a trailer together, and all the footage from the trailer is like fake? They are not making those episodes. They just made clips for their trailer.
Oh no!
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah, the whole trailer that's showing like all the things that are going to happen on this season of South Park, none of those are actual clips from South Park.
Because I saw Cartman dresses up like Charlie Kirk, and his dumbass put it as his profile picture.
Yeah.
So I think that episode might actually be their next episode, but the other, like the montage stuff.
Bro. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. That is worse than Angel Reese doing me bounce and copywriting it. What is with people? No, I'm gonna take the joke and put it on me. No.
No,
Someone said we need to bring bullying back, and now I know why. This is bad.
Oh man. So I think that just about does it for our July wrap up. Want to talk about some Tribeca Film Festival movies? We'll do that after we.
Oh, I did watch Side
Amanda
Effects that you had mentioned as well. By the way, just to give that a thumbs up.
Oh, you watched Common Side Effects?
Animation?
My number 2 choice for best TV shows of the year so far. What'd you think?
Yeah, it's wonky. It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty out
there.
The
whole bit is it's supposed to be obviously big pharma. There's like this guy who no one really believes and whatever, but he's somehow like John Wick in a bucket hat. He's always surviving.
He's somewhere between John Wick and The Big Lebowski.
Yes. No, there you go. That's what it was.
Fair.
And there's this mushroom that pretty much can, it has the ultimate healing powers. And it's pretty much how Big Pharma wants to stop that.
Yeah.
Where
I
I'm
thought
at
it was
this
like,
point.
I thought it was pretty like intensely plotted too. Like just the pace of revelations and plot twists and stuff was really exciting. I really enjoyed that show.
They introduced 2 cop characters, and it's just them dancing. And I'm like, what are we doing? Are we just vibing here?
That's my favorite moment in the whole season.
There you go. Yeah, I was like, okay, we're like making something here.
That's
They're
what
just
sold me
dancing.
on the show. Yeah, Capono
Okay.
and
She reminds me of Kate McKinnon, bro. That's who that cop reminds me of.
The actress who voices her is the drug dealer from season 2 of Euphoria.
The mom,
Was she a mom on
right?
on Euphoria?
I thought that she was like a mom.
She might have been.
She
I
was very
forgot.
soft spoken.
Yes, that one.
Gotcha. All right, we're on the
Cool.
same one.
Yeah.
Wow.